Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We are headed to New Mexico to visit 4 state parks, well, some other national stuff around there. We're going to make a 5th video because we've recently been reading a series of books set in Albuquerque, and
we get to meet the author.
So come on along for the ride and stay tuned.
We are at Villanueva State Park in sort of northern New Mexico.
And it is a historic location. And this just gives you kind of a glimpse of what the trail that the conquistadors.
Yes. Coronado in particular.
This is the exact area that they were in. Now, I do want to apologize here at the beginning. I had a little problem with the lens cap, and I did not know that I did. But that was our campsite here. And we've done a variety of video and pictures because, honestly, what we had seen of the park
did not begin to do it justice.
We were so much more pleased with how pretty this park is than the videos and pictures we'd been able to find online. So anyway, I apologize. It bothers me to see that up there in the upper right hand corner, but just try to ignore it. Anyway, those little loops down there go down, and there may be one campsite, there may be 3.
Yes.
And it's sprinkled with water and electric, or water or electric only, or
reservable or non-reservable,
or no services. And so you just really need to find that out before you get there, before you go.
Most of the campsites have the little adobe buildings with the picnic table in them to keep you out of the sun when you're...
However, you can see there are a lot. Now, they do have a generator at this one. You can see there are a lot of trees over the campsites. And then these down here, I think, were pretty much tent only. And on the particular day that we drove down there, nobody was there. I will tell you, I don't remember what day of the week it was. It was during the week, but every one of these was full. And it's always fun to see a variety of tents, conversion vans, people with solar, people with generators, just a lot of people out enjoying this park.
This is the river trail. And
yeah, there are a number of trails around this park, and some are a lot easier, kind of take it easy, and then some of them are extremely steep, and I mean, you have to really be a climber to get through those. There is a playground, and this is across from those tent-only sites, and so there were people with little kids that obviously wanted to stay down in this inn so that they had a lot more for the little kids to do. These sites are actually up on the bluff. You can drive up, you can walk up there, hike up there. There's a trail that goes all the way up. But you can go up on the bluff, and these, I believe, were all there's water nearby. But these are just some snapshots to give you some idea of just what this park looks like. Like I said, it's really hard to get a good impression of how pretty this park is. And huge cottonwood trees.
Yes.
I mean, huge cottonwood trees. And that is the Pecos River.
Yes.
And
it was down.
It was really down, but you'll see here in just a second. There was enough water, and we saw a number of people at various times at least getting wet and cooling off for a few minutes. But that is the river that runs through there, and there is a trail on the other side, and I enjoyed this trail. And you don't realize how high it is when you're on it. But I saw some people when we were sitting at our campsite. I noticed there were some people on the trail, and they really were going up there. Now, we did ask the ranger what animals are indigenous to this area, because if you look at some of these images, it looks like there could be mountain lion and bear and rattlesnakes, and he did say the only poisonous animals
are the rattlesnake and
black widow spider. However, I think
scorpions, but he said those stings will not they're not going to be fatal.
However, I think a bear or
Yeah.
mountain lion wouldn't be fun to encounter. Anyway, there is a trail on that was on the side with the campground, with the camp that goes down by the river through the campground, and it's a really nice, easy path.
Yes.
And various places that you can get access to the river without having to climb a lot, and just scenic. I mean, this is a gorgeous park. We really enjoyed it, and maybe it was because our expectations were down.
Yes.
But we were very pleased that we had chosen this, and we actually just chose it for location.
Yes.
We were going to be we weren't sure if we wanted to go to Albuquerque or Santa Fe, and so this park is about an hour and a half east and a little bit north of Albuquerque off of I-40, and a little bit south of Santa Fe, and it was going to be on the way home.
Yes.
And so that's really why we chose the park. We'll tell you that it is 23 or 28?
23, I think.
23 miles north of I-20.
And there's about a mile and a half of that is work.
Yeah, as you're coming into the little village, and we're going to show you basically all of the little village here in just a second. We did see a couple of different kinds of lizards while we were there, but this is the village.
This little town.
And there's a little church, and that's basically, there's not...
There is a store.
If you need supplies, you're about an hour or an
Yes.
hour and a half away, so be sure that you stock up before you get there, or else you are going to have a drive to bring some back. But it was just a lot of fun, and we had actually... Because we came to this park a day early, which is a different story. If you watch the video about Leesburg Dam, White Sands area, you'll understand that.
So Sharon, what are your final thoughts about Villanueva State Park?
It is gorgeous, and I've tried to do a combination of video and snapshots because I had looked at a number of videos of the park, the ones that I could find, and I'll be honest, we chose it because of location.
Yes.
It's about an hour and a half to Albuquerque, about an hour to Santa Fe, and it's about 23 miles north of 40, so it was going to be kind of on our way home. And we chose it kind of despite what we had seen.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. This bluff, you cannot see how high that is. I mean, the pictures just don't show how pretty this park is. And so hopefully we can give you a little bit of a glimpse,
and although we're in the sun right now, it is a well-shaded park.
Right, there are trees all around you. Now, some sites you can choose that
Yes.
don't have shade, but it is a gorgeous park, and it's been relaxing being here.
Yes.
And it's on the Pecos River. That's down right now, but there is a place you can kind of go cool off if you want to. We've had a really great time here. We've had a lot of time just kind of downtime.
Yes, and we needed that.
And it's just been a lot of fun. And we'll tell you that as you're coming across 40, like we said, it's 23
Yes.
miles. At about mile 18, you want to get kind of slow down a bit, because there's a mile and a half coming down into the community,
Yes.
the village, that is really, really steep and very, very
Yes.
windy if you're coming from I-40.
Makes
And-
me glad Sharon was driving.
It really is just a mile and a half. It's going to feel like about 10, but it's only a mile and a half. And going back, it's all going to be uphill, so not going to be hard on the brakes that way. But do want to give you a heads up about that. But there is a sign on Highway 40
Yes.
for the park, giving you directions here. It is warm here. The elevation is 6,000 something.
Yeah.
And so the nights have been really cool. Sleep with the windows open, but the highs we're getting in the 90s. So it is a bit warm
Yes.
during the day, but this is early June, so your summer here is going to be a little warm during the day, probably comfortable at night. But the park is only open certain months, so you want to check that out before.
It may be open year-round, but like the bathrooms close at 3:30 from October through April.
Through April, yeah. So anyway, it's a beautiful park,
Yes.
and if we're back in this part of New Mexico, somewhere we very well
Yes.
may stop back in because
Yes.
we've really enjoyed our time here.
Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.